Good afternoon, everyone. Here's our latest video update on this Tuesday. On Sonamu, which has now been downgraded to a tropical depression both by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and the Japan Meteorological Agency. The system continues to meander across the South China Sea. Last looked at approximately 670 kilometers west of Brunei. The circulation center is located somewhere over here, just 200 kilometers off the islands of Riau province in Indonesia. It is also located approximately 460 kilometers northwest of the coast of Malaysia, here in the island of Borneo. Now, the maximum sustained winds are down to 55 kph with gusts of up to 75, according to Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Remember, JMA has already downgraded this to a tropical depression, so they are now no longer issuing any cyclone warnings from the system. So the wind estimates are now from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Now the system is moving slowly southeastward at 10 kilometers per hour. A big change in our forecast compared to, say, 3-4 days ago, when we were expecting this system to actually move towards the Malay Peninsula. Now it is forecast to continue moving southeastward, perhaps make landfall here in the island of Borneo, but by that time the system will be very weak. And looking at the image right now, it doesn't seem a whole lot stronger anymore, and very little convective activity associated with it. And again, the system has really suffered from that strong southeasterly wind shear that has been plaguing the system for the past week or so, ever since it moved across the South China Sea from the Philippines. So fortunately, it hasn't really impacted the Southeast Asian region by that much. We did get some light rains across southern Vietnam, but other than that, no major flooding associated with the system. And again, expected to continue weakening, perhaps totally dissipating actually, before even making landfall. Although Joint Typhoon Warning Center is still keeping it as perhaps a weak tropical depression, and perhaps becoming a weak remnant low as we move into Friday and Saturday, again showing that system making landfall in Malaysia. JMA again no longer issuing warnings on this system, so no forecasts from them anymore, but again expecting the system to just continue to fizzle out here in this region. Now on to the other disturbance that we are watching. Actually, we've been watching this area for a few days now in West 94W, the low pressure area meandering out here east of the Philippines. Actually, just look at it, approximately 200 kilometers southeast of the city of General Santos, out here in southern Mindanao. Doesn't look particularly strong either. Very little convection, doesn't seem very organized, and the system didn't really have any chance of developing whatsoever, even though it existed for a few days, bringing quite a lot of rainfall actually across parts of Mindanao. Many areas here have reported up to 200 and 250 millimeters. Now thankfully that have been spread for at least 3 days at least, so not really seeing any sort of widespread flooding or landslides, but again still some light to moderate rains impacting not only Mindanao but parts of eastern Visayas as well. But again, the system very little chance of developing anymore, but will probably continue to meander in this region. The circulation center is still somewhat intact, so we could still see a few more rain showers over the next 2 to 3 days in this region. In fact, looking at the latest radar from Climate X across the Philippines, beginning with the Hinatuan radar, again you can still see some of those scattered thunderstorms moving in from the southeast, impacting parts of northern and eastern Mindanao, widely scattered this time around, so no widespread rains being reported so far. Now as for the parts of Visayas, you can see very strong rains and thunderstorms impacting the islands of Samar, Leyte, parts of Cebu as well here. And that could probably bring anywhere between 20 to 30 millimeters throughout the night. It could last into tomorrow. In fact, we have some landslide warnings being issued by Pagasa in this region because of these heavy rains. And if you look Farther north, the Virac radar out here in the Bicol region also picking up some of those light to moderate rain showers, impacting the eastern Visayas regions, as well as out here in southern Luzon, again here in the region of Bicol. Parts of Luzon experiencing quieter weather. Not a whole lot of rains for central and northern Luzon. So much quieter weather over there. And looking at the latest rainfall forecast, 2-day rainfall forecast derived from one of the computer models here, you can see the heaviest rains over the next 2 days will probably be located around the eastern portions of the country again, as we've seen over the past few weeks now actually. And some of those areas out here in the Bicol region, eastern Visayas, eastern Mindanao as well, could see up to 100 millimeters, while the eastern seaboard could see anywhere from 30 to 50 millimeters. So some light to moderate rains. Now you may notice we no longer have those 150 millimeter rainfall forecasts. So again, some slight improvements, but overall will still be a rainy few days out here in this part of the country. And as we take a final look here at the tropics, again you can see here tropical depression Sonamu fizzling out in the South China Sea. You have Invest 94W south of Mindanao, still have that circulation intact, bringing some light to moderate rain showers across Mindanao and even into Visayas. And looking to the east, out here across the tropics, we are watching another disturbance, not an Invest just yet, but potentially could bring another round of rainfall across the Philippines by this week. And computer models aren't really developing this area just south of Guam, so no threat of tropical cyclones as of now. We know what happened with the Invest 94W here. Computer models were forecasting that to become a cyclone, but never really panned out. So we'll keep an eye out on this one definitely, as it could. You can see it's moving westward now. Will probably reach the Philippines in about 2 to 3 days. So unfortunately, more rain showers in the forecast for you guys. But that is all we have for today. Continue to check out the links we have below, especially climatex.ph if you are really curious about those rainfall and radar images that we have used out here in our forecast and video update. Stay safe, guys.